Hey guys, and today I'm going to be doing a really exciting video on the Fenty Beauty Snap Shadow palettes. I actually got 3 of them. I got number 2, number 4, and number 6. Number 2, which is the cool neutrals. I like cool shadows. I like those mauvey colors, so really, really pretty. It also has that bright purple in there to really like make it pop. Then I have number 4, which is the rose one. Again, I do really like those warm kind of pink tones. As you've probably been able to tell lately, I've done a lot of pink. We have more pink. This is really pretty. And both of the palettes so far have a good mixture of mattes and metallics. And then I got the smoky one as well. Not only do I also like to kind of have darker color options and the smokier look, but also I wanted to get a variety for you guys because today I'm going to show you a look with all 3 of the palettes, like individually. So it's a 3-look tutorial. We're going to dive right in because I don't want this video to be too long. And I'm just going to quickly talk about these palettes before I start. So these palettes are supposed to be, a minier palette. It's something that's more compact, which is really nice. And they still offer a variety of, as I said, textures and shades. The other cool thing about these is they do actually, so these are 2 of the palettes and the backs snap together. So I can open both of these palettes. They're still together, so we got this on this side and this on this side. So let's say, for example, you really like, the cool neutrals, neutral colors, something that I can do for an everyday, and then you want to be able to smoke it up with a darker color at night. You can kind of snap them together, and then you can travel with them, or, they'll be just a little bit easier to keep together. It's really cool. It's a cool idea. I like it. And you're supposed to be able to, I think the idea is kind of to be able to like use them together. So like I said, you could use this rose. There's some really nice colors even for an everyday look. And then you get the brighter colors. And then you could use the, dark smoky colors to really do kind of a pink smoky eye. Like add some of that black and smoke it out a bit. So anyways, before I, go on and on about these palettes, which I'm really excited to try, let's dive right in. I've done my face. I am actually gonna start off bold and I'm going to show you the smoky look. So I'm going to prime my eyes because I felt it was fitting with the Fenty Pro filter. This palette is really exciting because it does have some really good options for a smoky eye. So I'm going to quickly swatch them for you. We have this really nice black. Look at how pigmented that is. Like unreal. That's a beautiful black. So that black was That Deep ? That's the name of it. And then the next one here is Chestnuts with a Z. This Chestnuts one is a little creamier in texture. Now we have, so that is that Chestnuts beside the black. It's like a nice, almost grayish brown, kind of like a charcoal brown. And then next to that we have You Up ? I don't know why I'm like really focusing on the way that these things are written, but I don't know. I find them interesting. So that is that You Up. It is a metallic. It is very kind of, it would brighten up a look, good on in the lid or in the inner corner. It's kind of like a champagne-y color. Then you have Second Date, which this color looks really cool. Almost like a duochrome effect right here. Get right nice and zoomed in. Come on, camera. There you go. Do you see that duochrome? So in certain lights it's blue, then in certain lights it's more of like a black, and then in there is like flecks of gold. It's really cool. Then we have this Patti Cakez. Again, these are all kind of spelled like kind of interesting, and I don't know why I'm so intrigued by that. Almost like a mauvey plummy purple, and it has like a nice metallic to it. Do You see that? Really pretty. And then we have the last shade, which is a matte. It's called Tan Lines. And it is a more brown. So that chestnut's definitely lighter, kind of like a similar kind of grayish, smoky brown, but on the lighter side. So we're gonna dive right in. Eyes are prepped. Let's get into it. I'm gonna use a Morphe E27. I'm gonna go into Tan Lines. That was that last matte brown. I'm going to start with this Tan Lines and I'm going to really smoke out the crease. And something I'm gonna do is bring it down into my lid a little bit more. So it's gonna be a very dark, smoky look. Before, I'm just realizing that this is dangerous territory here with these smoky looks. So I'm going to bake my under eyes. I did already set it, but I'm gonna bake it in case there's a dramatic amount of fallout. I don't want to ruin my face. Okay, so I've really smoked that out, and now I'm going to go into, I really love that blue. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna use my finger with that second date, and I'm gonna pat that on the outer lid, like probably, I wanna say at least half of it. I really love that color. Oh man, wow. Now I'm going to take Real Techniques 203 brush into that black. Remember, this is so pigmented, so I'm gonna just pat some along the outer corner. Okay, so quick update, these shadows are blending really nice, really beautifully. They're creamy. This black, like I said, is a little bit drier, but it's still blending out really pretty. Like I'm just patting it and it's almost blending as I'm applying it, which is a really nice quality of a shadow. And for a black to be so pigmented and to blend out still pigmented, a lot of times you lose a lot of that color as you start blending it out, like it almost turns gray or blue. And so for a black to be so pigmented through and through, that really means it's a good quality shadow. And the rest of these that I've used are gorgeous. Apply beautifully, blend beautifully. Something else that I want to kind of update you guys on. I really like this Fenty primer. I do. It holds on to your makeup, your eyeshadow, like nobody's business. Once you apply it, it's not going anywhere. Seriously, it's gorgeous. One thing that I have to say is I find it can sometimes, from at least, I don't know, like if you guys are feeling this way too, let me know, because I'm not sure if this is just me, but like sometimes I find that it does affect the way the eyeshadow applies a little bit. And when I say that, it's not drastic, it's not the end of the world. I still use it quite frequently and I really like it. But one thing that I've noticed about it is that sometimes it almost grips the eyeshadow so well that it almost grips it before you have a chance to blend it properly. So for example, I would have liked to blend this line out, and like that eyeshadow is going nowhere. Now obviously if you keep doing it and you keep doing it, it'll eventually get there. But like, do you see what I mean? Typically a shadow would have like kind of blended out a little bit more than that. And you know what, for the sake of showing you guys that, I'm going to for the next look, I'm gonna do one eye with the Fenty Beauty and one eye with the MAC paint pot, because I just want to show you guys what I mean. I'm not saying that the primer isn't good, because I really love it. I really honestly do. But just beware that you know, maybe want to apply slowly with the colors, like build them up. Kind of apply the color. If you don't blend it really quickly, there's kind of no going back. Unless you apply more product, which isn't always something you want to be doing all the time, right? Like this color, I don't want to be, you know, applying too much of it. It's not like I can apply it a little bit higher and blend it out because I don't want that, you know, dark gray all the way up to my brow bone. So just something to keep in mind. Definitely, if you're looking for a primer to last all day, no matter what, like I honestly would be, I feel like I'd be able to go swimming with this. It's so good. But be careful when blending. I'm going to take that Patti Cakez and I'm gonna apply it kind of overlapping slightly with that blue. A Morphe M522 with this champagne color, that U Up, and I'm going to apply that. I'm actually gonna wet my brush because I really want to get it really pigmented on the very inner corner and like just slightly blending it into the inner lid. And I'm gonna bring it down here. I'm gonna take that, so it kind of smoked out that lower lash line, and then I'm gonna just take some of that black in the outer corner. Then I'm gonna blend that. U Up, like that champagne color, really highlight that brow bone to have some contrast. Now with this palette, because they are so dark, if I was gonna, when I use this regularly, I'm going to most likely, you know, take some shades from the other palettes just to kind of tone it down a bit. I'm gonna take my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On pencil in Black Market, and I'm just gonna give a little bit of a line along and tight line. So that is the finished look for the smoky tutorial with the from the Fenty Snap Shadows. Definitely always, I find that a smoky look looks 10 times better once you apply the rest of your makeup. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed that palette. Definitely a nice evening look. Unfortunately, I'm gonna remove this, come back with my face done again, and we will start into the rose look today. Okay, we're back with a fresh face of foundation that has been set, concealed, everything, brows are done. We are going to start into the rose palette. So I had talked about in the last look you just watched, if you're still watching, I had talked about, where did I put it? Oh, there we go. Showing you how the Fenty primer kind of grips the eyeshadow and can sometimes make it a little bit difficult to blend out. This being said, if you use a little bit of a different technique, patting instead of really blending and kind of going light on the color and building it rather than going in full force and blending it out, it really does work, and it really holds on your makeup, so it makes it all worth it. But just to show you what I mean by that, I did Fenty Beauty Primer on this side and MAC Paint Pot on this side. So we're gonna swatch these real quick. This light pink is called Sleepover, and it is like a matte, very light pink. Then there's Lil Miss, which is the brightest color in this palette. It is that nice bright pink. Man, are these shadows ever pigmented, super pigmented. Then you have Stunt Queen, which is a metallic, more of like a reddish, almost like brownish, reddish brownish kind of rosy metallic. Do you see that? Like it's more on the darker kind of almost like a burgundy rosy color. Sometimes I suck at describing colors, I apologize. I know what I mean in my head and sometimes it doesn't come across what I mean. Anyways, moving on. Sugar Shock with a dollar sign. as one of the S's, is the next color. This is more of a pink metallic. So now you can understand what I mean. So this one here, you almost see a bit of a brownish red hue, and this one's really pink. Spice Trip, which is your next matte. Wow, those mattes are just pigmented, man. And it's like a kind of a warm brown, a beautiful glitter here, which is called Diva Feva. Almost like a dusty rose, like lay down of color, and then like a beautiful shimmer. You see those colors? So pretty. That light one is very like light, but do you see the shimmer in this one? Really, really pretty. And the shimmer is almost like a rosy, pinky. So I'm gonna start with that Sleepover. It's that light pink. And I'm going to start in the crease and then blend it up the brow bone, up to almost about the brow bone. Remember, this is the Fenty Beauty side, so we will see a difference. And then this is the MAC. Now, one thing that I feel the Fenty Beauty primer does as well is I feel like it really does, and I mean, it's called the amplifying primer. I feel like it kind of does amplify the color a little bit because it really grabs onto it. And I think that's how it does it. This one seems brighter where I first applied it, and it kind of didn't blend as much up, whereas this one kind of blended all over in an even coat, which is nice. I like that these shadows are still able to blend. And this Fenty primer, it's just a different effect. If you want a really amplified look that's gonna last all day no matter what you're doing, the Fenty Beauty primer is the way to go. Probably one of the absolute best primers I've ever seen in terms of holding onto your makeup. In terms of blending, I find it does make it a little bit more difficult, but it's definitely, if you use, you know, if you're just aware of it and use a little bit of a different technique, you can still get the look that you're looking for. So I'm not trying to deter you from this primer, I'm just trying to warn you, maybe go in with a lighter application, especially with those darker colors, because they may be a little bit more difficult to blend out softly. Okay, moving on. Kaitlyn, shut up. Just do your eyes. Now we're going to take a Morphe R37, and I'm going to dip into this Spice Trip. I'm going to actually not use that bright pink because I've done a lot of pink lately. So I'm going to keep this more on the kind of softer side. And I mean, let's be real, I'm gonna add those glitters, so it's probably not gonna be as soft as I say it is, but I'm just not gonna do it super bright. Really pretty, really pigmented. I love the quality of these shadows. Gonna blend out those lines, want it to be really soft and blended. See what I mean? Okay, I went in with this color originally right here. It is very amplified there, and it didn't blend out as much as softly as this side, but you know what? I like this side better. So I'm gonna go in with this Diva Feva and apply it. You know what? I think I'm just going to apply it all over the lid because that's gorge. Yeah, I like that. Because I just love this metallic pink. I'm going to I'm just applying some of that Sugar Shock. I actually wet my brush because I really want it to be intense in this inner corner, like really pink and metallic-y. And I'm bringing it up. I'm gonna bring it down as well. Wow, that's pigmented and so pretty. I love how I'm like, guys, I'm not gonna go pink this time because I've done a lot of pink, and like, look at how pink I did my inner corner. And then to soften that, I'm actually going to take that Morphe E27 with that Sleepover, and I'm just gonna dust that in my inner corner to kind of soften that, soften that edge a little bit. And I'm gonna do just a matte highlight because it doesn't really give me any other option. I'm gonna kind of bring that Sleepover up into the brow bone, and it'll kind of blend out those lines a little bit. A little bit of that Spice Trip. So now I'm going to do eyeliner. I'm actually going to use the Pillow Talk eyeliner by Charlotte Tilbury. So yeah, this is the next look that I completed. This palette is really good, but again, not like really like soft and natural, if that's what you're looking for. Really like this one. Again, I think that this one I would use more often than the smoky, or I would maybe kind of combine the two. So I'm gonna remove this one. I feel so sad removing this. I feel like it's like, what a waste of this makeup, but this has been really fun. So I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. I actually got this today. This is a cup by Cool Gear. And it has that like frozen gel in between the two walls of the cup, so you can put it in the freezer to keep your drink cool. But anyways, I put my Starbucks in it. I'm a sucker for like new cups and stuff like that. I don't know, that I will like use for a week and then stop using them. But let's have a positive attitude. I'm gonna actually get its use out of this one. All right, so this is number 2, Cool Neutrals. Let's start swatching. It's called You There, ? And it is a gorgeous, gorgeous metallic, really, really pretty. It's almost like a, it's definitely pink. It has that pink, but it has a bit of like a champagne vibe. So it's like a rosé vibe, a pink rosy champagne. Then you have Wife It Up, which is a matte. It's kind of like a mauvey, purpley gray. Really pretty. Really good crease color. Those colors are really good. And I love the mauvey kind of colors. Then you have Risky Riches. Another metallic, and it is really pretty. It's like a grayish, brown metallic, I would say. Then you have, this one is called Upper Class with dollar signs. It's been a long day, all right. This one is definitely more pink metallic, just a really nice, beautiful pink metallic. Then you have this really vibrant color, which is Hey Auntie, however you pronounce it. Very beautiful, has a metallic kind of finish to it, like a sheen to it, but not as metallic-y as the other ones. Getting Toasty, and it is definitely a lot darker. It almost has like a dark, cool brown vibe to it. So really nice. I'm gonna try to keep this one a little bit more natural. A more everyday, you know, the one that you guys might, you know, think is more wearable on an everyday basis. So I'm priming my eyes. I'm gonna go in with my Morphe G17, and I'm gonna go into Wife It Up. Now remember, this color, when you look at it here, it is still pretty dark. This is the one thing I'm gonna say about these palettes. I really like these palettes. I think they're really cute. I feel like, at least from the ones that I got, there was not really in any of them a soft, light transition color. So the smoky one, there was really no light colors except for this You Up, which is metallic, and I don't really like to blend out with metallics. It didn't really offer too many options for a light transition color to really blend out, except for that light pink and the rose one, but it was almost too light and really pink, so you might not want to use that. I don't know. I just feel like it would be nice to have a really nice soft brown, or a soft, even if it was this mauvey color, but a little bit lighter. Do you know what I'm saying? Personally, I think that it would have been nice to have in each palette, or even in just some of the palettes, so that you can mix and match if you're gonna mix and match, you can get in at least one of these palettes. It would have been nice to have a soft brown. That's the one complaint I would say about these shadows, is the color selection is, I mean, it's gorgeous. I'm loving these colors. I think they're absolutely beautiful. Let me know what you guys think. Like, do you feel the same way, or do you feel like you're given what you need, or, you know, do you feel like you're kind of wanting to dive into some of your already owned palettes to use as a transition shade? So let me know what you guys think. Like, see, for example, that is the lightest matte they have in this palette, which they only have 2 in this one. And I just feel for an everyday look, I would like a softer color to blend that out. So I'm going to show you what I mean. Okay, so just for the sake of showing you what I mean, I'm going to go into my Charlotte Tilbury. This being said, this is not a necessarily cool tone color, so obviously this is not what I'm asking for in this specific palette. But just to show you, using the same brush, applying a lighter color, I would have typically led with this color, you know, started with it. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, that looks so much more blended. I don't know if you guys can see the difference. Do you see how it's softer up here? And that's because I did add that. I totally forgot to tell you which color I used. So when I went into the Charlotte Tilbury, I went into the kind of trio called Desk. It's really hard for me to show you this because it's so shiny. I went into the trio Desk. It goes Day, Desk, Date, and Dream. Desk is the second little trio. And then I went into the lightest color. Morphe R37 into that Wife It Up. Just bring it down to about halfway on my lower lash line, and I'm just gonna do it very, you know, soft. I don't want it too dark. And I'm just gonna go back into that Wife It Up here. I kind of dulled it a little bit, which isn't what I want. I'm gonna take like kind of a flat shader, and whoa, I'm gonna actually wet my brush because I want this to really pop. And I'm going to dip into You There, and I'm going to brighten up that inner corner and bring it down underneath a little bit. And with the excess on that brush, I'm going to highlight my brow bone, and I'm going to one last time reinforce that crease. And blend everything out. All right, so that is the eyeshadow, again, keeping it more natural. So I'm gonna go ahead, apply my black eyeliner, and I'm going to apply my little combo that I've created for today's mascara, which is my Marc Jacobs Velvet Major Volume Mascara with the Physicians Formula. Well, all right, that really took the look up a level, and that is okay with me. I really love that lip one. I haven't used this color in a while. I do like a typically a more natural lip, but man, I love that. See? So pretty. And I think it goes beautifully with that look. Okay, so this is the next look. And because I'm going to actually be wearing this one for the rest of the day, I'm going to set my face with All Nighter Ultra Matte by Urban Decay. A little fan. Oh, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun with this. And I hope that you enjoyed all of those looks. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, ring the bell while you're at it, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thanks so much. Bye.